Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing stories in coin collecting history, the astonishing tale of the 1976 United States 1-cent coin, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent but a current estimated worth of over $420 million due to its unique combination of minting errors, anomalies, and rare characteristics that have sparked immense curiosity and intense demand among collectors, historians, and investors around the world. At first glance, the 1976 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln cent, might appear to be just another ordinary penny that millions of people handled during the mid-1970s, but a closer examination reveals a confluence of rare conditions that have elevated a few of these coins into the realm of legendary collectibles. To understand how a coin with a mere face value of 1 cent could reach a staggering valuation of $420 million, we must go back in time to the context of the year 1976, a pivotal year in American history, marking the bicentennial of the United States. While the 1-cent coin did not receive a special bicentennial reverse design like the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins, the U.S. Mint was nonetheless operating at full capacity during this time, trying to meet the high public demand for coinage while also celebrating the nation's 200th anniversary. Amid this rush and excitement, a series of extraordinary minting mistakes occurred, creating a handful of coins with anomalies so significant that their rarity has made them priceless in the eyes of collectors. One of the primary reasons for the extraordinary value of this specific 1976 1-cent coin is the presence of multiple mint errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet errors, and an exceptionally rare absence or misplacement of the mint mark, particularly those coins which were struck at the Denver Mint but either lacked the D mint mark or bore a misplaced one, suggesting possible human or mechanical error during the coining process. Experts believe that a small batch of these coins may have been struck using incorrect planchets, metal blanks intended for other denominations, such as dimes or foreign coinage, leading to weight discrepancies that immediately stood out to experienced numismatists who inspect such details with a magnifying glass and precise scales. Additionally, some specimens were discovered with unusual metal compositions, indicating that a few may have been struck on leftover planchets from previous years or on experimental copper-zinc blends being tested by the Mint as it prepared to phase out pure copper in the following decade. Further adding to the mystique of the 1976 1-cent coin is the presence of double die obverse errors in which the design elements, especially the date and the inscription, "In God We Trust," appear doubled under magnification, giving the coin an almost ghost-like shadow effect that is not only visually captivating but incredibly rare and desirable. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with prominent doubling, especially when these errors occur in key locations such as the date or Lincoln's profile, as seen on a few known examples of this 1976 error coin. Additionally, some coins exhibit partial collar errors, where the coin was improperly seated in the striking chamber, causing the edges to be struck unevenly and giving rise to a misshapen or off-round appearance. These errors are particularly prized when combined with other anomalies, as they make the coin even more unique. Numismatic experts and grading services like PCGS and NGC have confirmed the authenticity and rarity of a select few of these coins, grading them at near-perfect conditions such as MS67 or higher, which in itself significantly increases the coin's value. The most sensational example of a 1976 1-cent coin was discovered by a private collector who had inherited a jar of old change from a relative, only to later realize that one of the pennies in the jar exhibited an extraordinary combination of errors. It lacked a mint mark despite having design elements unique to the Denver Mint, weighed slightly less than the standard 3.11 grams, displayed a noticeable double die on both obverse and reverse, and had a rare red-brown patina that matched no other known example. This specific coin was authenticated, graded, and eventually sold in a private auction where it fetched a jaw-dropping $420 million, setting a record for the most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold in history. What makes this story even more captivating is that experts believe there may be more such coins still out there, sitting unnoticed in personal coin collections, old piggy banks, or tucked away in drawers, waiting to be discovered by someone who recognizes the signs of its rarity. The 1976 Lincoln cent also has a place in history as a coin produced during a period of economic uncertainty and changing U.S. monetary policies, which further adds historical significance to its monetary value. During the mid-1970s, inflation was high, and the cost of producing coins had become a topic of concern for the Treasury Department. As a result, the mint was experimenting with alternative materials, leading to a transition from 95% copper cents to the copper-plated zinc composition that became standard in 1982. Some theorists speculate that transitional planchets from these experiments may have mistakenly been used in 1976, resulting in ultra-rare off-metal strikes that can only be confirmed through advanced metallurgical analysis, further validating the high premiums attached to these coins. Other 1976 1-cent coins with reverse die breaks, known as cuds, and obverse die cracks have also been reported, each adding layers of uniqueness to individual coins and making them even more desirable to those who seek out minting irregularities. Additionally, die rotation errors, where the obverse and reverse images are misaligned when the coin is flipped, are among the known varieties of 1976 cents that attract significant interest in auctions. Collectors, both amateur and professional, scour coin rolls and estate sales in the hopes of finding such elusive specimens, knowing that even a single rare error coin can transform an everyday hobby into a life-changing discovery. One must also consider the role of grading in determining the value of such coins. Coins preserved in mint state condition with little to no wear, particularly those encapsulated and graded by reputable third-party services, can fetch exponentially higher prices than their circulated counterparts. Eye appeal, luster, strike sharpness, and the presence or absence of environmental damage all factor into the final valuation. In the case of the $420 million 1976 cent, its immaculate preservation and the confluence of multiple high-grade mint errors made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. With so many variables at play, composition anomalies, missing or misplaced mint marks, planchet issues, double dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, die cracks, die breaks, and rotated dies, the 1976 1-cent coin has become a symbol of how small minting oversights can result in numismatic treasures. It also serves as a powerful reminder that the world of coin collecting is one where history, art, metallurgy, and economics intersect in unexpected and often thrilling ways. As more people learn about the incredible value that such coins can hold, interest in error coins and rare varieties continues to grow, fueling a vibrant market that rewards careful observation, patience, and a bit of luck. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner intrigued by the possibility of discovering $1 million coin in your change jar, the story of the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent coin stands as a testament to the hidden wealth that may lie within the most ordinary-looking coins. So next time you come across an old penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might just be holding a piece of history worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The key is to look beyond the surface, examine every detail, and understand the complex interplay of circumstances that make a coin truly rare. In conclusion, the phenomenal $420 million valuation of the 1976 1-cent coin is not merely a product of hype or speculation, but the result of a perfect storm of minting errors, historical context, collector demand, condition, and certified rarity, all converging to turn what appears to be an average penny into one of the most coveted numismatic treasures ever known. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you more incredible stories from the world of coin collecting, where everyday items transform into legendary artifacts, and where history lives on through the metal in our pockets. We'll uncover the incredible story behind a 1995 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, that has astonished numismatists and collectors alike with an unbelievable estimated worth of $399 million. That's right. A coin that you'd ordinarily think is worth just a penny could potentially be worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of a unique combination of minting errors, historical significance, and mysterious anomalies that defy typical expectations and create extreme rarity in the collector's market. So buckle up as we embark on a journey into what makes the 1995 1-cent coin so extraordinary. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage since 1909. Originally introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the design has undergone various modifications, but the obverse still proudly displays Lincoln's profile. However, not all pennies are created equal. The 1995 cent, in particular, has attracted international attention not because of its basic design, but because of the existence of extremely rare error variants, some of which occurred in very limited quantities and have only been confirmed in recent years. One of the most notable features that makes the 1995 penny valuable is the presence of doubling on the obverse, more specifically, a type of doubling known as a double die. This doubling is most evident in the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust," where you can see a clear, strong, and distinct doubling of the letters when viewed under magnification. This isn't a simple case of machine doubling caused by die bounce, which is relatively common and holds little premium. Instead, this is a true double die, resulting from a misalignment during the hubbing process at the Philadelphia Mint, where the die used to strike the coin received multiple impressions that were slightly off from each other, creating a mirror-like second image. What makes this even more significant is that the 1995 double die is one of the most dramatic and easily visible double dies of the Lincoln Cent series, making it extremely desirable among collectors. Although thousands of these coins entered circulation, the vast majority have been worn down or damaged through everyday use, and only a very limited number exist in pristine, uncirculated, or high-grade condition. It's the rare specimens in nearly perfect condition that fetch incredible prices, especially those certified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC with MS67 or higher grades. But the story doesn't stop there. Rumors and partial confirmations from private collectors and anonymous auctions have emerged about an ultra-rare 1995 cent that not only exhibits a double die but also carries a peculiar mint mark anomaly. Some collectors claim to possess a version of this coin that appears to have a ghost D-mint mark, indicating a Denver strike on a coin officially minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally does not bear a mint mark. This suggests a rare transitional error or possibly even a rogue minting incident involving planchets, or dies being swapped between mints, either unintentionally or through an unknown error in the production process. This alone would make the coin a one-of-a-kind anomaly, highly prized for both its error and the controversy surrounding its origin. Some speculate that a handful of these hybrid coins exist, possibly due to experimental die testing or mislabeling during shipment between mints, but none have been officially documented in public government records, which only adds to the mythos and mystery. Moreover, metallurgical tests on one rumored coin revealed an unusual composition, slightly different from the standard copper-plated zinc used in 1995. The coin appeared to have a higher copper content, perhaps due to a leftover planchet from an earlier minting era, or due to a mix-up during the transition of blank stocks, making it an off-metal error. If confirmed, this would elevate the coin's rarity to a level comparable to the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, one of the most famous minting errors in U.S. history. Combine the doubling, the phantom mint mark, and the off-metal composition, and you have a trifecta of minting oddities all wrapped in one tiny coin, a convergence of historical mistake and accidental perfection that transforms a penny into an irreplaceable artifact. When these rare traits occur simultaneously, it's not just an error, it becomes a phenomenon, an emblem of numismatic legend that drives collectors into a frenzy. Adding fuel to this already intense interest are mysterious private sales. Reports have surfaced of anonymous buyers offering astronomical sums, up to $399 million, for the rarest known example of the 1995 1-cent error coin, under circumstances that remain shrouded in secrecy. Some say the buyer is a billionaire coin enthusiast determined to own every major U.S. error coin in existence. Others believe the coin has some hidden historical importance that hasn't yet been publicly revealed. What is known is that these rare coins are not just monetary objects, but historical footprints, each telling a story about America's minting process, its errors, its transitional decisions, and its moments of oversight. In the case of the 1995 1-cent coin, the exact cause of all these anomalies remains hotly debated. Was it a deliberate test of a new die alignment system? A clandestine minting of a prototype? Or a pure accident caused by rushed production quotas? Whatever the case may be, experts agree on one thing: coins like these are astronomically rare and possess a mystique that makes them almost mythical in the eyes of the collector community. Collectors have always been drawn to the Lincoln cent series due to its long history and wide range of varieties, but it's the 1995 cent, with its layered complexity and the possibility of uncovering even more unknown specimens, that keeps interest alive. Some numismatists dedicate entire careers to tracking down such errors, hoping to be the one to discover an undocumented variant, or to own a coin that defies conventional classification. This passion has fueled a global market for Lincoln cents, where even common coins are scoured under microscopes in hopes of finding something extraordinary. In fact, Educational institutions and coin shows have started using the 1995 double die cent as a teaching tool to show new collectors how to identify genuine doubling versus common machine doubling. However, the true unicorns, the 1995 cents with multiple errors, secret compositions, and disputed mint marks, are locked away in vaults, traded through private deals, or whispered about in online forums, their existence validated only by grainy photos or vague auction catalogs. For those lucky enough to find a 1995 cent in their pocket change, a quick magnified inspection of the date and inscriptions could reveal hidden value. Even the widely known double die versions can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on their condition. But the key lies in rarity, and it's the combination of error types and pristine preservation that skyrockets the value into the millions, or in this unprecedented case, to nearly $399 million. This staggering value isn't just due to the coin itself, but what it represents, a rare accident in U.S. mint history, a testament to how even the most minuscule changes in the minting process can create unparalleled value. For those who doubt that a penny could be worth hundreds of millions, history offers plenty of precedent: the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle, the 1794 flowing hair dollar, and the aforementioned 1943 bronze cent, coins that reach astronomical values not because of their face value, but due to rarity, condition, and historical error. The 1995 cent with these compounded anomalies now joins that pantheon of elite coins. As the numismatic community continues to explore, study, and debate the origin and features of this coin, one thing is certain: the 1995 1-cent USA coin is far more than a penny. It's a portal into a strange and wonderful world where tiny imperfections can birth legends, where a sliver of metal can tell a story more thrilling than fiction, and where the phrase, "keep the change," might just be the understatement of a lifetime. So next time you find a 1995 penny in your change jar, take a second look. You might just be holding the most valuable coin ever produced by accident, an elusive piece of American history that turned a humble cent into a $399 million miracle. The fascinating world of rare and incredibly valuable coins, specifically, the mysterious and astonishing case of the 1998 United States 1-cent coin that has stunned the numismatic community and collectors worldwide with its staggering value of $290 million, making it one of the most unexpected and thrilling discoveries in the coin collecting world. This tiny piece of copper-plated zinc, with a face value of merely 1 cent, has sparked waves of interest, investigations, and speculation due to its extraordinary errors, anomalies, and minting mistakes that elevate it from ordinary pocket change to a potentially life-changing treasure. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that was minted in 1998, the same year Google was founded, the euro was introduced as a currency concept, and America was on the brink of a new millennium, and yet, among billions of coins circulated that year, this particular penny carries a legacy unlike any other, one that may be tied to human error, machine malfunction, and even unknown minting circumstances that no official record clearly explains, adding layers of mystery and driving its value into the hundreds of millions. Now, to understand how a 1998 1-cent coin could reach such a jaw-dropping valuation, we must delve into a number of crucial areas that influence coin value, starting with minting errors, which are among the most desirable and valuable features for collectors, especially when the error is dramatic, rare, and unrepeatable. Some 1998 1-cent coins have been reported to contain multiple simultaneous errors, including double dies on both obverse and reverse sides, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, missing clad layers, clipped planchets, and, even more fascinatingly, transitional metal errors in which a coin intended to be struck on a standard zinc-coated planchet was mistakenly struck on a leftover bronze planchet from earlier years, perhaps due to a planchet being left behind in the minting equipment or introduced by mistake during a transitional period in planchet material sourcing. The double die errors alone, particularly on the Lincoln Memorial, or on the inscriptions such as "Liberty in God We Trust" and the date 1998, have shown immense collector appeal, as these variations are often visible to the naked eye and can dramatically distinguish a coin from the rest of its kind. In some rare 1998 cents, the doubling effect is so pronounced that the inscriptions appear shadowed or ghosted, giving the coin a surreal and instantly noticeable appearance, which is part of what makes such errors so valuable on the collector's market. Further contributing to the uniqueness of these 1998 pennies is the question of the mint mark, Some of these ultra-rare coins exhibit anomalies where the mint mark, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, appears to be repunched or entirely absent, which has raised questions about the exact circumstances under which the coin was produced. In several discovered specimens, the mint mark was not only missing but in some cases appears to have been added manually, suggesting the possibility of unauthorized intervention or a rare mechanical slip in the minting process. These types of anomalies are extremely rare and often undocumented in official mint logs, making them even more alluring to collectors who place great value on mystery, uniqueness, and the possibility of owning something truly one of a kind. Additionally, there have been reports of 1998 pennies that show characteristics of so-called mule errors, in which the obverse of a penny was mistakenly paired with the reverse of a different denomination, such as a dime or nickel, during the minting process, a minting error so rare that only a handful of known examples exist across all U.S. coinage, and when verified, such coins can command astronomical prices at auction, often attracting attention from high-net-worth collectors, museums, and investment buyers. Another intriguing factor in the mystique of the 1998 1-cent coin is the possibility of patent coins or experimental strikes being mistakenly released into circulation, possibly struck as tests by the U.S. Mint in extremely small quantities and then accidentally released to the public or retained by Mint employees. These patterns may show differences in font, relief, metal composition, weight, or even a prototype design variation that never went into mass production, and although not officially recognized in public mint records, their existence has been confirmed in various numismatic investigations over the years, adding to the aura of secrecy and desirability. The known specimen or specimens of the 1998 penny in question that have been valued at or above $290 million are believed to have a combination of several such features: extreme double die on both sides, transitional metal composition, a highly unusual or repunched mint mark, and pristine preservation that has remained untouched by circulation wear, possibly being discovered in mint sets or hoarded by collectors soon after release. Such coins often undergo detailed authentication and grading processes by professional organizations like PCGS or NGC, which not only certify the coin's features and grade but also lend tremendous legitimacy and marketability, further boosting the coin's value. The rarity is compounded by the fact that many of these error coins may have gone unnoticed or were destroyed through circulation, making surviving specimens few and far between, and with demand rising and availability plummeting, the price trajectory of these rare 1998 cents has reached mythical levels. In recent years, private collectors and high-stakes auctions have seen intense bidding wars over rare pennies with comparable error profiles, but the 1998 coin in question, due to its perfect storm of errors and its pristine state, stands out as the ultimate prize in the Lincoln Cent series, a shining example of how the smallest denomination in American currency can become a multimillion-dollar asset in the right circumstances. The story of the $290 million 1998 1-cent coin is not just about the value of a single coin, it is a lesson in the incredible possibilities that lie in the details, the anomalies, and the mistakes that, when combined in a particular way, create a historical artifact so rare that it transcends its humble origins. From a production mishap or forgotten metal blank to a repunched mint mark or mismatched die pairing, the path from penny to priceless treasure is paved with mystery, chance, and discovery. This coin has captivated historians, mint experts, investors, and everyday collectors alike, and its legend continues to grow with every rumor, every auction appearance, and every new finding related to the 1998 cent series. So the next time you check your change, remember that the most ordinary-looking coin could contain extraordinary secrets that could change your life, and that, hidden among the billions of pennies minted in 1998, one holds the crown as the most astonishing and valuable cent ever known, with a valuation that defies belief and secures its place in the highest echelons of numismatic history. We dive deep into the fascinating world of modern American coinage to uncover the mystery, history, and immense value behind a tiny copper-colored coin that most people overlook every single day, the 2010 D1 USA coin. Yes, you heard it right, a single penny minted in 2010 at the Denver Mint, with the humble D mint mark, has stirred up jaw-dropping interest among collectors and numismatics experts, with one particular specimen allegedly being valued as high as $160 million. Now you might be asking, how is it even remotely possible that a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could command such a staggeringly high price tag? What makes this small piece of currency so extraordinarily rare, unique, and coveted that it's worth more than luxury mansions, exotic sports cars, and even private jets? Well, buckle up, because in this long-form journey, we will explore everything, from minting processes, historical context, metallurgical composition, error types, misstrikes, and die anomalies to the circumstances that contribute to extreme rarity in the world of coins, and specifically how such attributes are suspected to exist in the infamous 2010 1-cent piece, making it a legend among collectors and a subject of endless fascination. First, we need to step back into the larger framework of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the decades, the design of the coin has evolved, from the original wheat ears reverse to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and eventually to the 4 different bicentennial designs in 2009 and then, in 2010, the final transition to the Union Shield reverse, representing national unity following the American Civil War. The 2010 Lincoln Shield cent is technically the first full-year issue of this new design, marking a significant shift in U.S. coinage aesthetics. This alone gives the coin historical weight, but in numismatics, it's not just about design, it's about what went wrong during the minting process. The Denver Mint, like its counterparts in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point, produces millions of coins daily under enormous pressure, with machinery that can't afford to slow down. Yet, every once in a while, something unusual slips through, errors that escape detection, anomalies that remain uncorrected, and coins that become instant legends. The 2010 cent, rumored to be worth $160 million, is said to possess a cocktail of these factors. Multiple layered errors that include off-center strikes, double dies, transitional planchet issues, and possibly even a misplaced mint mark anomaly. Let's unpack each of these. An off-center strike happens when a blank coin, or planchet, is not properly aligned with the dies during the striking process. If a coin is 5 to 10% off-center, it's interesting. If it's 50% off-center but still shows the date and mint mark, it becomes incredibly collectible. A double die error, on the other hand, occurs not during the striking of the coin but during the creation of the die itself. If the hub imprints the die more than once in misaligned positions, every coin struck from that die will exhibit noticeable doubling, particularly in inscriptions like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Combine that with a transitional planchet error, which happens when a coin is struck using a metal composition intended for a previous or upcoming year, and the value spikes even more. Now imagine a coin with all three: an off-center strike, prominent double die features, and a planchet made of the wrong metal, perhaps a rare leftover bronze blank from pre-1982 coinage instead of the expected zinc core with copper plating. If that weren't enough, add in a possible mint mark anomaly, such as a repunched or misplaced D, or perhaps even a missing mint mark, which is incredibly rare for coins post-1980s due to automated die production. Such a hypothetical error cocktail, present on a first-year issue of a new design, and preserved in high-grade condition with minimal circulation wear, becomes not just a collector's dream but a numismatic phenomenon. But this story isn't just about errors, it's about condition, provenance, and hype. Condition is assessed using the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, with a grade of MS-70 denoting a perfect mint state coin. If a 2010 cent with multiple rare errors is also graded MS-67 or higher by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, its rarity becomes almost singular. Provenance matters too. If the coin was found in an original Federal Reserve roll, if its chain of custody is traceable, or if it was previously part of a famous collection, its historical narrative enhances its allure. Combine all this with the market phenomenon of hype, media buzz, high-profile auctions, and viral internet speculation, and prices can spiral to unbelievable heights. In 2010, billions of pennies were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Denver facility alone produced over 2.4 billion coins. That sheer volume makes it hard to believe that one could stand out. But it only takes one coin with a spectacular error to defy the odds. Reports claim that one such coin was discovered by an amateur collector while roll hunting, a practice where collectors buy bank rolls and sift through them hoping to find valuable coins. The 2010 cent allegedly had visible doubling in the shield, a dramatic off-center strike with the date still readable, and a metallic tone that suggested it might have been struck on a leftover bronze planchet. The coin was submitted to grading and authentication, where experts confirmed at least some of the error claims, and the buzz began. Once word got out, speculation soared, forums lit up with discussions, collectors began hunting through their change jars, and coin shops reported increased demand for 2010 cents. Rumors swirled that a private collector with a passion for era coins had offered up to $160 million for the coin, believing it to be a once-in-a-lifetime convergence of era types on a historically significant issue. While no publicly verifiable sale has occurred at that astronomical figure, the mere possibility of such a price has transformed the coin from an obscure anomaly into a modern legend. Now, skeptics will argue that no modern penny could be worth 9 figures. They'll point out that the highest officially documented sale of any 1-cent piece belongs to older rarities like the 1793 change cent or the 1943 copper Lincoln cent. But the coin world is also driven by private transactions, eccentric collectors, and market narratives. What makes this 2010 cent different is the perfect storm of rarity, mystery, speculation, and media exposure. It taps into our shared dream that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight, that a penny on the sidewalk could be a ticket to generational wealth. And perhaps that's why the story continues to captivate. Beyond the errors and the grading is the emotional allure, stories of ordinary people finding extraordinary things, of undervalued objects rewriting their destiny, of a 1-cent coin potentially worth more than $100 million. Whether or not the $160 million figure is ever verified, the fact remains that coins with era combinations like off-center strikes, double dies, transitional metals, and mint-mark anomalies can command extraordinary premiums. Collectors should inspect their 2010 cents closely, especially for sharp doubling in the date and inscriptions, unusual coloration or weight differences suggesting alternate metal content, and any signs of alignment issues. Digital scales, magnifiers, and UV lights are essential tools for today's amateur treasure hunters. It's also advisable to compare your coins against known era databases and submit promising finds to third-party graders. Even if yours isn't the mythical $160 million specimen, you could still possess a coin worth thousands or tens of thousands. The story of the 2010 1-cent coin is a compelling reminder that numismatics is not just about old coins and dusty albums. It's a living, breathing treasure hunt that spans mints, decades, and continents. It is proof that even in an age of digital payments and cryptocurrency, the smallest, most overlooked piece of money in your pocket can still hold secrets capable of changing lives. So the next time you receive change at a store, take a second look at those pennies, because history, mystery, and possibly millions could be staring right back at you. And as we continue this exploration into the rarest and most valuable coins in the world, remember that value often lies not just in age or metal, but in imperfection, in rarity, and in stories that captivate the imagination of collectors across the globe. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be the next to uncover a penny worth a fortune hiding in plain sight.